Hərkəsə salam. Bugündən etibarən xaricdə təhsil proyekti ilə sizin qarşınızda olacağıq. Xaricdə oxuyub gəlmiş bir neçə tələbə dostumuzu dəvət edəcəyik çəkilişimizə və sizə maraqlı ola biləcək sualları həmin dostlarımıza verəcəyik ki, siz getməmişdən əvvəl hansı ölkə oxumaq üçün getməmişdən əvvəl biləsiniz ki, hansı çətinliklərlə qarşılaşacaqsınız və nələr etməlisiniz bu çətinliklərə qarşı. İlk çəkilişimiz Koreya KAIST haqqında olacaq. Bu çəkiliş ingiliscə olacaq. Aşağıda alt yazı verəcəyik. Alt yazıda başa düşmədiyiniz və yaxud da qaranlıq qalan hissələr olsa, həmin suallarınızı və yaxud isə qaranlıq qalan hissəni YouTube kanalının komment bölməsində yazırsınız və biz onları mümkün qədər cavablamağa çalışacağıq. Bu gün çəkilişimizdə Nərmin qonaq olacaq bizlə. Nərmin Koreyada KAIST Universitetində təhsil alıb gəlib və bizim universitetdə, Ada Universitetində oxuyur. How did you get a chance to study abroad in Korea?
I got an email from our university that there's an exchange program and there are the different opportunities to study in other countries, and I chose Korea. I applied there. I sent my cover letter, my resume and stuff. And
did you take an exam for that or not?
No, there was only an interview.
Okay. While staying in Korea, were you living in the apartment or in the dormitory, and how did you find a place to live? Or was there any help provided by your Korean university, or maybe you had any Korean friend or not?
I lived in the dormitory, and I got the information from my Korean university where I studied. They sent me the few opportunities, there are different kinds of dormitories with different prices, so I picked the one that I'd like to stay in, and they just approved it.
How did you buy your ticket to Korea? Was there someone who welcomed to you when you first arrived?
No one helped me with that. I had to do everything on my own, and no one welcomed me there, so I had to go to the city where my university stays. There is no airport there, and I had to go there on my own. So I found the route from here.
How was your relationship with Korean at the very beginning of your stay there? What was the attitude of other students or your professor towards you? Did they know that you are an international exchange student, and were they kind of trying not to press you as much as local student?
I didn't know anyone beforehand. I didn't know any Korean or any other friends staying there. So it was pretty much difficult for the first 2 weeks for me. And when it comes to the studies, there are many international students who study there full time, not only the exchange students. So the professors, they got used to it, and they don't differ the local students from international students anymore. So there was no difference.
Where did you get your books from? Where do you go if you want to buy some goods? Or where do you go if you want to have a rest or chill with your friend? And how did you buy the ticket to other cities?
I found the PDF versions of all books, but what's the difference between ADA University and KAIST University is that in Korea, the professors, they don't provide you with the PDF versions of the books. You have to find them on your own. When it comes to the goods, there were several convenience stores in the university itself, or I could just go outside the university and buy anything I want from the supermarkets.
I just want to touch. Do you want to say?
Yeah, about the rest. So there was kind of the main street where all the students mostly chill out, and it was located in 15 minutes walk from my university, so it was pretty much easy to go there and chill a bit.
I want to touch this point. What's the difference between ADS and KAIST educational system, if there is any, and what's the difference between instructor teaching methods?
Well, the most difficult thing for the person who first comes to Korea to study and who has his or her own first semester there is that in our university, you get an exam, you get, for example, 70%, and you know that your grade is 70 out of 100. But in Korea, you can get 70 out of 100, but instructors will first compare your results with the results of other students in the class. So if the average is, for example, 50 and you got 70, you can get even A minus, like by getting 70%. But it is not always good because Koreans are very, very, very smart people, so the average is usually very high.
How was your preparation for exam going? Were you studying mostly in group or separately?
Well, I was preparing on my own for the exams. Like, I'm used to it. I do the same in Azerbaijan as well. People like Koreans, they usually study on their own as well. And I would even say that they're a bit like, they're very different from us. For example, I was sitting and preparing for my exams, and I suddenly saw a guy walking in the library with brushing his teeth, and that was like really strange for me. And afterwards I asked my Korean friends, and they told me that yeah, Koreans, they pay very much attention to the cleanness of their teeth, so it's like it is a common thing to walk in the library or sit in the study rooms and brush your teeth.
Bunu bir dənə Azərbaycan üçün təsəvvür edəcək. Brush elə girirsən, imtahanınızı da girsən, müəllim deyir, kopizat çəkəcəksən, o yüzden qoymur imtahana girməyə. Ya da baxırlar da bütün library gözü səndədir. It's enough for students to speak only English when they go to the study in Korea. To what extent do Koreans know the English language, and which language do they mostly speak?
Well, Koreans mostly speak their own language, and yeah, of course, you need to know the English language if you don't speak Korean when you first arrive there. But Koreans, they don't speak English this well, so no, not everyone will understand you.
And when you go to somewhere, restaurant or to other city, it's enough to know English, but you must know Korean or not?
No, you should know Korean because even the menus are all in Korean language, and it was really difficult for us. We were just picking randomly the food.
Qabağımın nə çıxdı onu götürəcəksən. As you know, Korean and Azeri cuisine differ very much. Did you have any difficulties with food there? Could you get all the product needed in Korea? And I'm interested if you had an opportunity to cook there or not.
Well, yeah, the cuisines, they differ a lot. And Korean food is really spicy, and I don't eat spicy food at all, so it was pretty much difficult for me at the first time. But afterwards, of course, I found some places which serve food that is more or less suitable for me. What about cooking? No, we were not able to cook in the dormitories. Like, there was a kitchen, but you had to apply for the kitchen as well beforehand. And I didn't know that. That's why I couldn't use the kitchen. So I was eating outside.
What about your expenses? Can you tell me overall what's the money mostly spent on in Korea?
Like, according to Korean standards, the prices of food in the university, they were not high at all. But if you compare the prices with Azerbaijan, like, it was twice more expensive. And what about other expenses? Like, I would suggest everyone to have some money in margin, because for example me, in the middle of semester I had some health problems because of the climate change, and I had to go to, by the way, KAIST has its own like health clinic. It's a huge building like with everything in it, and I had to go there because of like some problems that occurred, and of course I spent like much money there. So you need to have some money in margin just in case.
Okay. What about your leisure time? How can a person buy ticket if he or she wants to go to other cities or even to other country from Korea? Did the local students suggest you any place to visit and help you?
Yeah, the locals, I would say that Koreans are really helpful. They can help you, like, even if you're asking for a direction in the street, they can say that, oh yeah, I can go with you, I can show you the place, or I can suggest you something. Like, they are really helpful. And my Korean friends, they suggested me some places to visit, and mostly we used the KTX train. It's like an express train, or the express buses. You can purchase the tickets either online or just go to the bus station or train station and buy there.
Okay. Don't you know through which program did other international students come to the KAIST? Did you interest or not with?
Yeah, I asked some of my friends there. So most of them, they were exchange students, so the procedures were the same as mine, like the exchange program from their university to KAIST. And there were many international students who came from Kazakhstan, and they told me that for international students, there is no study fee, there is no any other fee in KAIST. Like you study for free and you get the scholarship at the same time.
Good. How fast did you manage to adapt to the new environment?
Well, as you know, Koreans, they look like each other, like their faces are pretty much similar for us. And it was very difficult for me at the first time, and when I saw that I'm like pretty much getting used to their faces and I can distinguish them, like a situation happened, a really strange situation for me. Like there was a guy who used to come and say every time he sees me, like, "Hello Nara, how are you?" And I was like, "Hi, I'm good, and you?" And he was like, "Yeah, okay, see you soon." And I never knew who he was. Like I never saw him anywhere. I didn't know his name, but I don't know how did he know about me, like my name and other information, like the basic information about me. And only at the end of the semester I realized that we were taking the same course, but I couldn't recognize his name.
How did studying a semester abroad affect you?
It changed me a lot. Like I met different kinds of people, both very good and very bad people, I would say. And this is a huge experience, not only from the educational part. Like my professors in KAIST, they were like they studied in MIT and Stanford universities, like in the best universities of the world, and getting knowledge from them was a huge experience that I could only dream of. And like I got used to live on my own, to like do the basic stuff that maybe I don't do in Baku, but I had to do it because I was all alone. And I would say that this semester changed me a lot as a person. Like I became more independent. I'm now more capable of solving different problems that occur in my life, and I'm very glad for that.
İzlədiyiniz üçün çox sağ olun. Kanalımıza abunə olmaq. Sakit gülməyin, tərpənməyin, nəfəs almayın. İzlədiyiniz üçün çox sağ olun. Əgər hər hansı bir sualınız varsa və yaxud qaranlıq qalan bir yer varsa, komment bölməsində həmin suallarınızı yaza bilərsiniz. Bu tip videoların gəlməyini istəyirsinizsə, kanalımıza abunə olun. Zınqrov düyməsi var orada bir yerdə. O düyməni basın. Və bundan sonraki çəkilişimiz bildirmək istəyirəm ki, Azərbaycanca olacaq. Çünki bəzi dostlarımız bilirik ki, ingiliscə yaxşı bilmirlər. Onlara da məlumat vermək və onlara da kömək eləmək istəyirik. Sağ olun, görüşənə dək, hələlik, davay, getdik. Can you tell me? Necə? Tələsən təndirə düşər. How did studying a semester abroad affect you? Ne oldu ya? Ay. Gözlə davanşı 5 dəqiqə, axırıncı sualdayıq. Axırıncı sual. Bir dəqiqə gözlə, bir dəqiqə.
Buna əvvət çox şey getdi, yəni.
Nə?
Qardaşım, niyə tərlərin zaman? Hamı o cümlələr.
Tadı. Canım istər. Gedirsən yemək yeməyə.